And one thing you should really consider about those profiles, especially if you're long distance relationship, in order to be sure she's not really meeting other men. Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. We're going to skip the news today and get into some relationship advice. Someone asked a question. I'm going to read some advice from some commenters and stick around till the end. I'm going to tell you guys my personal thoughts on this topic. Here's the question. Someone on Facebook asked, just looking for others' valid opinions. We have met in person. We spent a lot of time on video calls. I am not a jealous man. I am not blind to the scams in the world. She only says what I want to hear in response to my outpouring of true emotions of how she makes me feel and why I love her. When I ask her to openly share her inner thoughts and feelings about me without my prior comments of hers, she turns into a train wreck. She needs time alone. She says it's conditional love. I'm only looking for validation that she loves me because every time she says it is in return of my comments. We've been talking for 3 months, and I'm not very trusting of others to start. I asked her to try to show me her feelings, and at first she agreed and says she knows she isn't good at sharing her feelings but would try. That was about 5 days ago, and yesterday the train wreck occurred and silence began. She seems like a great gal. I have strong feelings for her. She is hiding our relationship from others. Should I stay or move on? I think we all know what you should do, sir, but let me reserve my thoughts and jump straight to the first top comment. A woman says she is married. Now, the fact that this woman, your partner, does not want to tell others about your relationship is a huge red flag. Firstly, if you're just in the seeing each other phase, it's understandable. But after 3 months of you telling her that you love her and she's hiding your relationship, clearly there's another man in the picture or she's simply ashamed of you. I don't know how old this guy is, but from his photo, he looks like between 55 and 65 maybe, because despite what a lot of people say, age gap isn't as acceptable for everybody as you might think. Of course, there's a lot of them, right? But I don't know the background. So either she's married, she has a boyfriend, but let's read some more comments. Of course, this is just assumptions, right? So that's a big red flag regardless of the reason. She should not be hiding your relationship if she genuinely cares about you the way you care about her. Another woman says, move on, age gap, which you all may not admit that's a factor. Oh, very cool. What I said basically. Cultural difference and beliefs are factors. There are exceptions, but generally older gentlemen are looking for someone that is way younger to benefit from worldly satisfactions and caretaker when they get old. The age difference have different levels of hormone and outlook, music, mood, taste. Plus the man keeps pressing about love. How does a person fall in love without being able to converse in real time and get to know each other? Some great points made over here, right? So you can be in very different stages of life. You can be much older. You can be in control of your feelings, your emotions. You can be very stable and basically solidified in every way, but this person may be younger, and if there's an age gap, she may not be in control of her moods, her feelings, and of course, she may have outbursts, like you said in the message yourself. So if you're going to be taking on someone's emotional baggage, essentially, you have to be prepared for it, and you got to deal with it. I wouldn't, but you may want to. Someone said, a Filipina will say, I love you like the rest of us say good morning. If someone confronts you, even another family member, she will come to your rescue. If you're not getting that, move on. Exactly. Filipinos are very kind, lovely, and they're very affectionate people. Whenever I'm out just interacting with regular random Filipino women sometimes, I can see within their demeanor, they're very happy. They usually they'll touch you if they have any interest in you romantically. They're very flirtatious. So the fact that this person doesn't say I love you, it's not really the issue because not a lot of people want to say that. Even personally, I don't think I've said that more than a handful of times in my life, but that's not the point. If the words are not coming out, you have to see the actions themselves and the feelings you get from that person, right? If this person hiding you, they're not telling you what you want to hear, and instead of being honest with you, they throw temper tantrums essentially, then yeah, definitely go ahead and move on from that. A person says Filipina always have at least 2 Facebook profiles. The real account has her parents, friends, etc. on it. If she didn't change her profile picture to include a photo of you together after you met, I would say she has something to hide. Filipino are usually very proud to post a photo of them with their FM. If you don't know what FM means, basically it's a foreigner in Manila, but over time FM basically becomes like just a foreigner essentially. Yeah, of course, you're exotic in some ways, you're very rare in the country. Despite what some might think, there still isn't as many physically present foreigners in the country compared to, of course, Filipinos, right? Over 117 million, I believe. So they should be proud. Oh, look what I got. I got me something new, something exciting. Of course, generalizing over here. And about the Facebook account, it's true. Not just the Philippines, many women. I don't trust anybody that doesn't share their proper profile with me. At the beginning, it's understandable. Whether you're online dating or meeting in person, you don't know who you're talking to. You don't know if this person is going to be in your life more than a week, a few days. So it's understandable why somebody may not give you the proper and real account. But after a while, if you're officially together, then you should definitely have access to her profile. And that says a lot. And one thing you should really consider about those profiles, especially if you're long distance relationship, in order to be sure she's not really meeting other men, take a look at her friends list. See how many like foreign men are part of her friends list, right? If she's genuinely only connecting with you and wants to be with you, and she's only your partner now, there should be 0 men in her profile that are foreigners or that she doesn't work with or anyone like that. You know, you may think I'm being very controlling or jealous, but no. Any woman in a relationship should not be making new man friends. That's not acceptable. It's not about jealousy, it's about respect. Another woman said, "You sound very insecure and demanding, that needs constant validation, too clingy, and you are pressuring her. Maybe her feelings towards you isn't as intense as yours yet. Give it some time to develop. Plus, you may have different communication style. Bear in mind, communication barrier may also cause misunderstandings." Some valid points. I'm not going to go ahead and agree with the miscommunication. Trust me, body language is enough to know if someone loves you or at least cares about you enough, let alone the fact that they're embarrassed of you or don't show you to the public or want to let people know you're together. But one good point is the fact that definitely intense feelings, right? Not everybody's going to be in a relationship. Actually, I believe there are no relationships where each individual loves the other person the exact amount. I feel like there's always that one person that likes you a little bit more, maybe a lot more, but there's always a balance, right? And the person that cares the least amount has the most power in a relationship. So with that being said, not everybody feels exactly the same at the exact same time. That's understandable, but based on what this person said, I don't believe that to be the case. Someone else says, big red flag, I'd say conditional love is like accepting the unexplained with just faith. How old is she? And how old are you? 3 months old relationship over video calls and meeting once is close to nothing. You can continue to test the water, but in my opinion, it seems like you're being played. Protect your heart, be wise, use your brains more, and protect your wallet. Cheers, bud. I'd have to agree. I do feel like you're being played. 3 months ain't nothing. Video calls, people can call you all day. Doesn't mean nothing. It's about time spent because there's going to be a lot of things you don't know about each other unless you actually spend time together physically at each other's presence, right? It's one thing to put up a persona or like a facade online, but it's a whole different thing to actually, live with somebody or spend time with somebody because there's going to be some annoyances or some things that don't always come through during a video call. Someone says one has to remember that in the Philippine society, face is very important or so important. She may want to be 100% certain before she reveals to the world of her gossipy neighbors and friends. They are very secretive society. Often my wife doesn't know stuff about her own family that I do. Seems they don't share too much. Excellent point, right? One more thing, she may not be sure about you, but the fact that you seem clingy and pushy and need validation all the time, you seem like a very insecure man. So perhaps she's just waiting to see if she actually comes through and has those feelings before she announces to the world. Definitely a possibility. I doubt it, but could happen. Now here's my thoughts based on what this person said. So first of all, I don't think myself or you or any other person has any place to judge another person's relationship. Let's be honest. Like, yeah, I come over here and say my opinion, of course, but in reality, my points, my views, what I'm saying has zero effect and should have on any other person's relationship. You should never involve yourself in someone else's life. The personal life is a personal life. Even me, you guys don't even know. Am I married? Do I have a girlfriend? Maybe I got a wife and a kid. Maybe I got 3 girls on rotation every week. You don't know, right? So my thing is my business. Personal life is my business. Same with other people. Let it be that way. But if you guys are going to comment on it or want some general advice and all that, any woman that cares about you will let you know. It's no secret. Especially Asian women, especially Filipinas. They love showing affection in many different ways, right? They'll do things for you. They'll go out of their way to make you feel like you're being loved. And of course, there's that whole side of being scammed. Let's put it that way. A lot of men tend to avoid red flags that are very obvious to myself at least, but some people don't want to see that. So this is a red flag to me. And the whole temple thing, don't tolerate that shit. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not dealing with that. What are we, 12 years old? I don't care if it's part of your culture or whatever. I'm not here to accept someone's behavior in my relationship, right? That's not something that should be normalized. You're a child? No, I'm not dealing with that. Grow up, Tell me what your feelings are. What did I do wrong? What's your problem? Let's fix it together. I'm not here to try to babysit a grown woman, right? So that's not my life. I'm not about that life, the Tampa business. I've never had anybody near me even be in that Tampa phase, but I hear it quite often. And if you love somebody, they should love you enough to respect you and your time and your feelings, so they should sit down with you and try to resolve the issue. And this guy, I'm sorry to say, but he sounds very insecure. You need to man up. You need to figure out what you want in life. Put your foot down about your emotions, your feelings, and what you expect from her. If she doesn't put it up or show you those things, move on. There are millions of wonderful Filipinas in that country or just around the world. It doesn't have to be a Filipina, any woman. You got to respect yourself first before a woman can respect you. Now, once again, very generalizing statements, and my opinion, just solely my own. You can have very different feelings. There's many, many different factors whenever you read something like this, because we don't know the age gap, we don't know the financial situation, we don't know how they met, we don't know what they've agreed upon, right? So we don't know what the circumstances are. There's a million different facts, and the fact that this dude is out here on social media without even being like anonymous or nothing, showing his face and all that, and asking this question says a lot about him, to be honest. Not to judge the man, but it does not look good on you, sir. Anyhow, now you guys know a little bit how I feel about relationships and all that. I think every person's relationship should be their own, and never judge somebody's looks, the way they are or whatever, just based on your own. You don't know what they're going through, right? So although I've judged this man several times, that's just how I see it from the outside perspective. I would never say this to his face if just randomly, but since he asked, I'm going to go ahead and say it. So that's it for this video. Leave your thoughts down below. What do you think of this guy's situation? I'm curious to know what you guys' thoughts are. Do you think it's just a cultural thing? Do you think it's a communication barrier thing? Do you think, nah, man, she's got a bunch of dudes on the side. Now he's just a side dish, not the main course. Whatever you want to talk about, write it down below. If you take the time to write, I'll take the time to respond. And tomorrow, I'll go ahead and get back to perhaps some news, I suppose. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'm glad that the rooster stopped croaking, chickling. What's the rooster do? Cock-a-doodling? Either way, when I started, there was some roosters, but they're not here. And yesterday, the microphone issue, I figured out what it was. My Sony camera's mic jack has got an issue, so now I got to use just without an external mic. Anyhow, rambling as usual. Thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. Roosters.